like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face when you're sleeping. Terrifying incidents, unexpected encounters, or insane behaviors. All these are proof that crazy is just another word in the wild. So, hang on to see some of the most shocking events captured on camera that would be hard to believe otherwise. Elephant spins trunk. One moment it was all right, and the next, the elephant was spinning its trunk in distress. And here is another elephant doing the exact same thing, and another one wiggling it in circles. All these baby elephants are actually learning to control their trunks. They don't typically know how to use them, and once they noticed the long trunk, they began to do this. Researchers also believe that this strange act is because the elephant feels awkward, or it simply wants to grab some attention from the herd. Tiger has seizure. Capture these heartbreaking scenes of a tiger's misery. The tiger looked perfectly fine at first, but right after the caretaker tossed meat in the enclosure, it lost control of itself. The tiger shocked everyone when it began jerking erratically on the ground. It was actually an epilepsy patient, and that distressed movement was actually a seizure. Luckily, the tiger was rescued on time and was immediately sent to an animal facility where it recovered quickly. Beheaded snake. Nothing is ever enough to stop a snake from striking.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, this dude literally beheaded a rattlesnake, and it was still ready to attack.
Ooh!
But actually, there is nothing too extraordinary behind this strange behavior, as unlike their fellow reptiles who immediately die once their head has been separated, snakes are ectotherms, which means they don't necessarily require oxygen to fuel their brains. In fact, they can stay alive for as long as 5 minutes without their head. And if you ask me, I think they are more than enough to finish a man. And it's better to bury the heads to avoid any harm. Alligator throws up chicken. The alligator was about to chew its meal when he accidentally swallowed it. So, what did he do next? He literally spewed the chicken. And this time he ate it just the way he likes it. Okay, I may have exaggerated a bit, where actually it's just a simple vomit. Yeah, they vomit for the same reason many animals do when they swallow more than their capacity. Stressed out birds. This distressed behavior of the birds indicates one and only one thing. An upcoming catastrophe. The video was captured moments before the people of Turkey felt a tremor. Although it was a minor tremor and no human casualties were reported, the erratic behavior of birds troubled the people. Well, it's true! Animals can predict an impending danger, but not too early. Only the ones that have acute hearing can sense the seismic waves, which are almost never felt by people. Bear releasing parasites. Okay, so that long trail following the bear around is actually a parasite. It sure looks like the bear is suffering as it is releasing those long worms. But actually, bears do this quite often in the wild, and especially the Alaskan bears, as most of their diet contains them. Well, they are not part of their regular diet, but actually tapeworms are in abundance in Alaskan rivers. And depending on them for salmon, bears sometimes ingest them. They also release them quite frequently in order to avoid any parasitic disease. Reindeer spiral. Here's another one, crazy even from the animal world. This time, it's the reindeer that created the hypnotic cyclone. The video was captured in Russia, where a herd of reindeer were out in the field. It was after a few moments the entire herd began stampeding on the ground. Although it spooked people, researchers described it as a defense strategy. Whenever they feel threatened, the reindeers dash on the ground to appear larger and trick the predator. It almost always works, and they succeed in protecting the herd from potential danger. Deer eats bird. Talking about strange behavior, how can we not count deer in it? From strange behavioral adaptation to unusual food preferences, they have really leveled up the game. One such deer is this one, captured in the wilds of Canada. The deer was seen munching on a small bird. It was soon after the video was uploaded, the researchers solved the mystery behind the unseen behavior. Well, it turned out to be quite normal among deer. So what happens is that whenever there is a shortage of food in the wild, they shift their diet and move towards birds. These birds provide essential nutrients that are necessary for their growth. Giraffe chews bone. Here's a giraffe with a bone. Here's another one. Seriously, the list of these herbivores shifting from their usual meal is quite long. While it may seem like a bizarre behavior of these giraffes, it's actually quite normal. They chew bones and sometimes eat the carcasses, only to contain nutrients. It normally happens when their normal diet does not contain the essential minerals and nutrients which they require. And once they are done, things will go back to normal again. Hippo naps upside down. It might resemble a strange creature at first, while in reality it was a napping hippo resting in the pond. Now, why is that strange? Let me explain it to you. Hippos usually nap in water. They keep their nostrils out for breathing and sleep while floating. Some even dive deep in water and come back to the surface in short intervals to get oxygen. But this one decided to defeat all with its inverted sleeping style. Well, yeah, it's nothing more than a weird way to take a power nap. Fish on land. Not just the waters, but these fish decided to expand their territory by invading the lands. Not only once, but the strange phenomena of them walking on land was witnessed several times. Like here. A freshwater fish was caught in the dry land. Well, it was the perch climbing fish that is known for its ability to stay out of the water for as long as 9 hours. And this shoal of fish appeared on the land mainly due to the change in river flow. The alternate route caused them to end up in the deserted area. But no worries, as they were soon rescued by the workers. Fish standing on fins. A social media user uploaded a video of this bizarre fish while standing on its 2 legs. Now, how is the fish so calm out of the water is a bit confusing, and some believe that it may be a genetic mutation that caused this. While in reality, this is a strategic move to threaten the potential predator. Like in this case, the fish tried to appear more rigid for the guy standing on the side. Anaconda squeezes dog. Struggling to escape the anaconda's grip for quite some time, the dog at last gave up. But luckily these guys spotted it on time. They went straight to rescue it from the python. One of them grabbed the predator from the head and the other began to untangle it. It took them quite some time as the anaconda showed resilience to let go. But they managed it in the end and it was finally released. Headless frog jumps. Like some reptiles, frogs too have this ability to walk even if their head is decapitated. They too don't really require a head for surviving, instead they only need a few brain nerves. These stem nerves are what controls their movement, digestive system, and heart rate. Similarly, when this frog got its head chopped off, it did not disable its movement. And there is a possibility that a headless frog will not be able to live for too long. This one managed to survive half a week with this irregularity. Biped bear. This bear has been amusing the tourist in New Jersey Zoo, for it has adopted a strange manner to walk. Yep, he walks on its hind legs. Now, although it is a quite amusing sight for the tourist, it's actually due to an injury. The poor bear suffers from a severe back injury, which sometimes forces it to walk like a human. But the doctors are hopeful that it might soon recover from the wounds and will walk like a bear again. Pause sheep. Not moving a limb, the sheep were standing as if they were in a trance. This hypnotic movement of the sheep flock was shared by a Brighton's resident. Now, what's the main reason behind it is still not known, but people related them to the spiraling sheep and believe that it too was some kind of protest. Sheep protest whenever they are kept inside a pen for too long. It's either this or these sheep were really in some kind of shock. It usually happens when they are separated from the rest of the flock. Anaconda strikes. This is what happens when you don't consider the consequences in the beginning. I mean, a slight slip and things could have gone a lot more wrong. This man dared to place a stick inside an anaconda's mouth. And, well, I think we all anticipated final results, didn't we? And now let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. This image was sent to us by a subscriber. Similarly, if you ever wish to know more about an image you come across, just send it to us. Who knows, we might even feature it in one of our videos. This anaconda was trapped using a strange technique. The villagers did not go for a modern method. Instead, they relied on a more simple technique. They used chicken as python's bait. It came straight for the bait and went inside the pipe. It was after a few moments the python was seen wriggling inside to find a way out. Once it was trapped, the villagers, with the help of rescuers, sent it back into the wild. Although it was a bit distressing to watch, it was necessary, as the python could have easily ended a person's life. Buck blows smoke. I don't know about you guys, but spotting a buck blowing smoke at me? I would definitely run for my life, because what may look like a fascinating sight to witness is actually the buck's preparation to attack you. They will simply inhale the air and will release it from their nostrils. It will make them appear a bit stronger than they already are. This technique helps them to fight and sometimes scare their predator. And in either case, it's not safe for a person to stand around. Luckily, this man got out of there in time and was saved by a brutal end. See you next time!